Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome to another video. And in the style you love, as many as, we have an idea. So really quick, we are having open house this week. We are doing a make and take. It's a classic project, but we thought about something. If you take one of your favorite paper pads, especially one like this, we're going to flip through it. You could possibly do your whole Christmas tree with one paper pack. Let me show you how. So this one has these adorable cut aparts, which we won't be using today. I'm going to move these aside, okay? But look. These pages are perfect to use for the ornament we're going to teach you today because they are not cut aparts. And you get 10 sheets in this pack of not cut aparts. You will be able to make 40 ornaments for your Christmas tree from one paper pack. Now, what you'll want to do is make sure you get a paper pack that has a lot of these A-B type papers. You know, they have an A side and a B side and not cut aparts. That's why this one called Frostable is perfect. Also, we're going to use the stickers and it is going to be adorable. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to be making them from every page. And when I say we, I mean Shannon. I'm going to step aside and let Shannon show you how to do this because at our open house, we joked this is the craft that made people cry. It has not made anybody cry. We're just joking about it. It's funny. All right, so before Shannon steps in and shows you what to do, here's the deal. This is an ornament that we found online. It's been around for years. It's one I wanted to do and I never have done a video on. So there's lots of videos on this ornament. It's not new. We're not claiming that we designed it, but it is great for this type of project. So Shannon is going to show you how to do this because we gave Shannon this one as her make and take table because look, it's a little more than me or Brenda or Kim or Lisa want to do. Okay, let's just be honest. So you're going to get to watch Shannon craft today. So here we go. All right, guys, see the hand switch? Those are Shannon's hands.
Hi.
Now she's going to show you how to do this. You're going to start with a 6x6 piece of cardstock. And you're going to cut it down into 1/2-inch strips. So she's going to end up with 12 1/2-inch by 6-inch pieces of cardstock. So if you're doing this as many as, you would just go ahead and cut all your A-B papers, like we talked about, down into 6x6 and then down into 1/2-inch strips. So once she gets these cut, we'll get right back together. Okay, so we have 12 1/2-inch by 6-inch pieces. Shannon's going to separate them into 6 and 6 because you'll need to make this in kind of 2 halves. So you'll have 6 on one side, 6 on the other, and you're going to start with one pile of 6. Double checker count.
Okay. Count.
So you're going to take 2 of your strips to start with. You're going to fold them in half. This is just to find the center point of these 2 strips. So she's just matching up the ends, folding them in half, and doing a pretty good crease. Because if you don't on this pattern paper, you kind of lose your mark. Worst case scenario, you can flip it over and do the solid side because you can see your mark really good on the solid side. Now that she's got her little crease marks, she's going to glue these together like a plus sign at that crease mark. That's just to give her a center reference. That's all that's for. So a little glue in the middle, cross them over, and make a plus sign. Now, you're probably going to want to watch this video every time you make one of these, or at least until you get into the habit, okay? Because this is where it can get a little bit, is confusing the right word?
Yeah.
It can be confusing, okay? All right, so she's made the crossover. Now, her cross piece is laying over the bottom, okay? So what she's going to do is she's going to turn this one time. And now with her other 4 pieces, well, actually with 2 of her 4 pieces, she's going to glue them underneath. This is going to be woven when we're done, okay? So your cross, the piece on the top is laying over the bottom piece, all right? And then she laid these 2 underneath that top piece. What you're looking for is opposite. So if the middle is over, you want the 2 sides under. That's how to say it. If the middle is under, you want the 2 sides over. Whichever way you do it, but this is how Shannon does it. By the way, Shannon wanted me to do the talking for y'all. I'm not just doing this to keep her from talking.
No, she explains it better. I get tongue-tied.
They're probably like, she never let Shannon talk.
I never want to talk.
All right, so she's got that one done. Now, Shannon turns it, and she's going to work to the side with your last 2 strips. Now, this is where it can get confusing. You are going to weave this in. So you can see there, Shannon took the first piece and went under because the cross section was over. And then she's going over the middle and under the side. We're going to point that out to you again. So she's going to point. So notice how your middle piece is laying over. Okay. So you want the side next to it to be under. and then the middle piece is laying over, so you want to go under here. And so you're weaving. That's what's important. You may have to watch that a couple times. Oh, you can really tell on the back. See how it's woven? That's what you're doing. Basically, whatever the middle is, do the opposite of that on either side, and then glue those in place well. You want to make sure you get these guys glued down. And the reason is, in a minute, we're going to do some twisting of the paper. And if you don't have it glued well at this point, the twist will pop loose, or the middle will pop loose. So she's going to run through and glue everywhere those pieces cross over each other. Seconds, okay? Okay, so you can see here, she's got it all glued down. Now she's going to go to the second stack of 6 and do exactly the same thing. What we're going to do is film her doing that and let you watch. Slide that one way out of camera so it doesn't confuse. There we go. And then she's going to do that again, and you'll just watch as she creates the second one. Okay, so you have 2 woven pieces. Now is the fun part. We're going to work on one at a time. So we're going to move one off the screen just for, there we go. All right, now Shannon's going to show you with this one the traditional way to do it. No, show them the traditional way the first time. She was going to show you my way. Then I'm going to show you my trick that I do that I think makes it easier. Now this is the kicker, okay? When you, what you're, actually lay it flat. Let me show this real quick.
Which side do I want to?
Lay it like an X so I can explain which ones they're working with. Okay, so with it laid like an X, you're going to be working with that corner piece and that corner piece, just the 2 corner pieces. The pieces in the middle, we leave alone. So those little...
these little legs.
You don't mess with those, just the 2 corner pieces. So with it like an X, she's going to grab those 2 corner pieces, and here's the trick. She is going to lift them forward and twist them, okay? Lift and twist. That's your trick. And you're lining up the square. That's the point you want, okay? You can go back and watch that if you want to. And she's going to do it 4 times. She's going to start here and then do the other ones for you. Now, again, you want glue to hold these in place. So don't put a dot of glue. Put a square of glue to make sure this stays in place. That is 1. So she'll run around and do the rest so you can watch. Remember, lift and twist. It's the lift and twist.
Lift and
Not
twist.
The bend and snap, but the lift and twist. Okay, so now that she's got those pieces glued, we're going to go to the second set, and we're going to show you my trick, what I think makes this easier. So you're going to be working with the same points, same thing, but this time on those 2 corner edges, we're going to curl them like ribbon, and that's it. If you turn it upside down and hold it and curl it down, When you go to twist these, I think you get a better, easier twist. So just run through and do the ribbon turn on each corner piece. If you get the other pieces, it doesn't matter. They hide at the end. But to me, this makes the lift and twist easier. So curl those edges, just the same pieces we worked with a while ago. And then do the lift and twist. And to me, it just makes it easier. And it makes a good lift. It gives you a good lift on your snowflake corners. So same thing now, lift, twist, put the ends together, and glue. All right, so you have one with your little snowflakes facing up and the other with your snowflakes facing up. Now what you want to do is you want to lift one and turn it so that the snowflakes nestle together. See how they kind of go alternate of each other? And they're kind of laid in there. Now this is where we glue it together. Those straight pieces we didn't touch get tucked under the loop underneath. So she's going to run around. You just tuck them in to the loop underneath. And you're going to glue it together. It's so easy. It looks difficult and it looks like you're having to do a lot of paper weaving, but you're not. So tuck each one of those into your little loops and then show how that looks once you get that done. So you see how they're just kind of woven together now, and you just glue those together. So starting in the top there, she's going to put a little glue in the point and glue it down. Now you're like, but why do they have these little flat pieces? Don't worry. Our next step is going to make this a snowflake. Right now, you're just going to glue the flat pieces to the points, and we'll get right back together. Okay, so now that you've got those in, here comes the fun part. I think this is the fun part. You're going to give it a haircut.
It's the easiest part, y'all.
Yeah, everywhere there's a point, you're just going to line your scissors up beside and snip off the hangover. Isn't that cute? All right, do that all the way around, and you will have a snowflake. All right, so she's got all her little points trimmed, and now we're going to add a hole. We're just doing a hole so we can add twine to hang it on the tree, but you could also just do a hole and put like a hook in it. You wouldn't have to put twine. Yeah. So you just pick a corner, any corner, poke the hole in there. So you take a piece of twine, whatever length you want, and run that through the hole and tie a knot. So here's what we want to tell you. With this paper pack, you can get 40 of these. We're going to show you, we made one from each page to show you what they look like. So when you're purchasing your paper, if you're doing it to do this kind of project, you want something with less cut-aparts. You want more A-B pages, and you can see why now. Now, here's the thing. Cut-apart pages will work. Yeah. But I just don't like to use cut-aparts for stuff like this because I'd rather turn my cut-aparts into tags and cards and things like that. But wouldn't it be cute to make a snowflake and a matching tag and put it on a gift and have this as hanging off the gift bag? Come on, that'd be so cute.
Yes, and then they can put it on their tree.
Yeah, and then it becomes an ornament. Too cute. All right, let Shannon show you the rest of them. Now, we only made one from each page. We did not take the time to do 40. But this is a great way to add to your tree, change the look of your tree, do it to match your tree. It's perfect. All right, guys, you know the deal. If you make these, we want to see them. We want to see how many you make from a paper pack on our customer gallery at maymaymadeit.com. And I want to say thanks to Shannon for doing this for me. She did such a good job.
Thanks. You're welcome.
And she's going to go now teach it on the Friday day. Today is Friday. She's going to teach it in our make and take at our open house as well. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Until next time, bye now.